Welcome. It's True to Blueprint. I'm choosing the name of this episode in advance because I'm going to use a theme here. What is and what should never be. Wow, are we filled to the gills with that crap? What's really happening, folks? What's really happening? They set up the playoffs so that the team with the better record gets an extra home game. Why don't they just randomize it? I mean, why don't they go with the best crowd where they can get the most ticket money? I mean, seriously. Because they know that the overwhelming pattern is lose on the road, win at home, and the winning team either steals one on the road or they do what they were expected to do. I have never seen so many towels be thrown in by so many people for such dumb reasons. If you want to give up, go ahead and give up. But base it on something. And I haven't heard one thing that will make me change my confidence here. This is Monday, early afternoon. I don't usually like to tell you that because then I'm obviously saying it's taking too long. You're going to see this before the game tonight. And I'm telling you that the last two periods on Saturday night, we played our game. We were the better hockey team. And it's 3-3 going into overtime. Okay? So all of this, it falls under the heading of panic. Okay? Then come the fads. Now remember, Shanahan has done one thing consistently, and that's follow his plan. And one of the central precepts of the plan, there's like 5, okay, so we'll cover a few here. You don't follow a fad. In other words, some players available, well, let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can fit him in here. No, we need this, we go get it. But first we look on the Marlies. No panic, all right? You don't say, well, we lost those 2 games on the road just as every probability would say we did. So this summer, everybody's fired, everybody's gone. Tyler Bozak, he didn't have nearly the offensive year he should have. You know what? Tyler Bozak learned this year how to play hockey. He's been working on it for 3. This year, he learned. Mike trusts him implicitly. He is one of the most trusted guys. And I got to tell you, Shanahan picked him out and made him the cover boy. Not just his likeness. 42 on a Maple Leaf helmet is the only player focused on in the intro for the Blueprint series. So I'm thinking this idea Bozak's going somewhere, probably not going to happen. All right? Bozak would have to look at the team he has built to make an ascension to winning that will continue as many as 5 times in 8 years. At least being in the final that many times. And I've told you before, I don't believe we're going to be in the final this year. I have never believed that. And later I'll tell you why I don't think it's a good idea necessarily, although I'm not going to tell them, sorry, don't want it. Don't want the Stanley Cup. Now, Bozak is going to stay. I would almost 95% sure. If his wife gives him crap and says, look, Tyler, you can make like $2 million more if you go somewhere else. Because this guy is not going to be paid the kind of money that, say, Ryan Johansson. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm having trouble because honestly, the actual amount of money in pro sports does not seem like that much. It seems like the lowest player on our team should be making, by NBA standards, should be making like $8 million a year. I mean, what's the problem? The problem is the cap. The problem is that you can make the cap bigger and the agents will get together and they will decide how to divide that one up too. So the cap is just relativity in action, okay? It's a tiny cap, everybody makes little, but the percentages stay the same. What about these agents? Oh, you have no idea how I'm going to take after them in the summer. Now, the other thing is the whole idea that somehow we're going to go out there and teach Boston a lesson. The VGK last night had LA so angry that they could barely focus on hockey. They went out there, they played what I call the modified smack and steel game. It can never be like it was in the 60s and 70s. It's modified. It means that if everybody who caused a fight got in one, everybody would be in the penalty box all the time. So instead, people do sneaky crap, okay? So they did cheaty, sneaky, oh, referee, watch this, look, there's a guy, he's not quite off the ice. If I hit him with the puck, is that 2 minutes? Yeah, it is. Okay, you can't build your life around expecting a penalty call. You can't build your life on your personal agenda. Okay, so there's one prima donna that we won't even say, no, we'll tell him, we'll call you, don't call us. The VGK played possession hockey. They played the right way. But I'm wondering, did Gerard Gallant, geez, man, I'm in Detroit. It's hard to even pronounce his name. Did he tell his team, stay off your phones? Do you think he had to tell his team that there's so much bullshit out there that you can't afford to look at the news? Because you won't find news. You'll find made-up stories. You'll find crap. I don't know. I would like to know an answer to that. That's truly a question I have. Because I don't believe that's happening. I believe this happened the way Shanny says. The fan base has become as corrupted by this chronic bad management as the team itself. You don't have to know everything about hockey to be a good fan. You don't. And you can have some of the most harebrained ideas and you would not believe how useful that is to the discussion. But one idea to let go of is that the referees are on the other team's side. If I had, seriously, there's a lot of if I had $1 things in the world, and you would end up with $120, not really worth it. But seriously, I would be a super wealthy woman if I had $1 for my lifetime in 4 or 5, 6 sports sometimes for every person who said the referees are working for the opposition. Okay, it's a legitimate doubt. Okay, entertain it, dismiss it, and get on with reality. That ain't happening. Now, the next thing that really bugs me, because you're saying this about someone whose home you're living in, and I always find that obnoxious. Shanahan set up everything in the Department of Player Safety in order to stop people believing that the commissioner, the powerful players, the stupid lawyers, the god-awful agents, that they had anything to do with this process. This is based on law and precedent. Law and precedent. You're not innocent until you're proven guilty. That's something that I don't think you can afford when you hold the contract and control the right for these people to make money. I was wrong about Naz, but to me, 3 games, a little much. Playoffs, 38 games in the regular season, whatever, prorated, especially if we're only eligible for 7 here. But I can't argue with it. Everything I told you in the last video, didn't target the head, didn't launch into him, didn't go after a defenseless player. All those things are true. But also true is what I told you. Defending Mitch is not mitigation. And that is all there is to it. So if you believe that the league will never let us win, that the league is paying the officials to screw with us, that the league likes Brad Marchand, and that's a key. You don't understand hockey. Because when Brad gets it in his head, he's got to pay somebody back. 99 out of 100, he's going to make it look like a God-blessed accident. Okay? So stop it. You know what you're lining up for? The Good Excuses Cup. The problem with the Good Excuses Cup is that the line goes around the freaking world, okay? Everybody's got a good excuse. You got a coach who says, don't play the blame game. If bad things happen to you, you have no one to blame but yourself. That's the way he expects these players to think. And he was hired for that philosophy. He does that philosophy all over the world as a motivational speaker. Work hard. Do good things. Don't worry about who's against you. Worry about what you have to offer. When our team comes in and plays with the complete buy-in that I see in the Vegas Golden Knights, the Boston will look like they don't even belong on the ice with us. And I'm predicting it's going to happen tonight. And everybody's going to say, oh, geez, those Maple Leafs look cooked. You know, even Don Cherry, after the game the other night, after he called us done, we're toast, we're done. Well, for reasons that only go on in television, it was a good idea for him to take that back. Because people bet, and then they blame Don Cherry, and then they file lawsuits. But honestly, he wasn't lying to you when he said that Boston wasn't that good. Because in the last part of that game, we dominated the crap out of them. Okay, I'm going to get to 2 quotes. Obviously, the title is really important. I want you to think about that. What is and what should never be? The only way to change that is to either for everyone to be crazy, and then it won't be what should be. And everybody will be like the people who just don't know how to follow this right now. And the next one is, be bold, and mighty forces will join you. They will rush to join you. They will take your arms and hold you up when you cannot walk. But again, that's trust. Trust equals speed. Speed equals winning. That's in your private life. That's in your public life. And I'll leave you with one thing here, and that the Shakespeare quote today starts with the words, there's special providence in the fall of a sparrow. Now, special providence in the fall of a sparrow, that means that Shakespeare himself, who explains everything, is saying sometimes we don't know what the plan is. Okay, sometimes things have to happen in order for better things to happen. The rest of the quote's like, if it be now, let it not be, and if it not be, then let it. But the readiness is all. Are you ready? I know you're in. You say it all the time. Go Leafs go. Could say it in your sleep. Could say it from your tomb. But honest to God, are you really? Are you ready for what it's going to take? It's a blueprint. It's being built. We're watching it be built. You need a hard hat. If you think you've got something Shanny needs to hear, you need a hard hat. He's not interested. The plan is set. Come up from the Marlies and only get someone from another team or a free agent if it's an emergency. So far, no emergencies presented themselves. Okay, I got tons to do today, so please subscribe. I don't know what to say to you people. It's like, I love you and I get lots of views and I'm so excited about it, but honest to God, you gotta subscribe. You can turn the notifications off, and then that's just for me and not even for you. But I dare say I'm getting kind of better at this. In terms of red hair, playoff hair, girl tints wrong. But it's not her husband who picked out the colors for. Okay, subscribe, and guess what? I'll be back. I promise.